I have with me Mr. C.J. Singh, the Chief Operating Officer of the Wave Group. With projects across Mohali, Noida and Ghaziabad, the group has been catering to all segments of the real estate market. Thank you, sir, for joining us. We're talking about the number of projects that you have. What stages are they in, and what in different segments, what stages are your construction, sir?
See, we have three large ongoing projects, one each in Noida, Mohali and Ghaziabad. Wave City Center at Noida is a mixed land use product, and this has both residential as well as commercial. The residential tickets start from something like 1.6 crores and goes up to about 3 crores. And in the commercial side, the ticket size starts from about 60 lakhs and goes up to about 7 crores. The project in Mohali again caters to the premium segment, and it's primarily a residential sector. And similarly, the project which is at Ghaziabad primarily caters to the residential, and there again we got a wide variety of properties ranging from 5 lakh onwards.
Okay. And what is the bulk of the project? 5 to about 50 lakh?
Yeah, bulk of the project is between 5 lakhs to 35 lakhs.
So what is the quality guarantee that Wave gives?
Wave promises quality of product and services, and for that we have collaborated with the best people in the industry. We've collaborated with L&T, Shahpur Polanji and with Bilimoria as far as the construction is concerned, and as far as the planning and development etc. is concerned, we've collaborated with AECOM and SOM of US.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had delays in projects, and if so, how did you deal with that?
See, we've had some delays sometimes for the factors which were not under our control. For example, there were issues like the NGT issue here in Noida, wherein the construction was banned by NGT, and then there were some farmer agitations, etc. But then we've been constantly in touch with the customers, and we've been periodically informing them through our website, and also we had run a very beautiful campaign which was that we are building it, that despite the problems we are building up the project, and most people appreciated this.
So there have been some serious capital adequacy issues in the market, and the industry has been fighting to counter that. Have you had them too?
Not much, because our group is a fairly diversified group, and the promoters had given full support to the project. Also, there are some financial institutions who were on board, and they were giving us the construction loans. Mm-hmm. So we really did not face much of a problem, and we are very confident that the projects will be delivered in time.
The last few years have had huge policy changes, disruptive sometimes, changing the course of the industry in many times. How have you coped with policy changes, and do you believe that they have been good for the industry?
See, this industry had a fair amount of regulation which is coming up in the last couple of years. Most of this in the long term probably is going to help the industry. There have been many tax incentives, many fiscal incentives given to the customers, and the customer confidence is back again, and which is good for both builder as well as the buyers, because the sentiment is quite positive now.
Do you think this kind of policy change is going to continue in the future?
See, these policy changes which has happened in the industry has happened for the good. Firstly, the customer confidence is back again because of non-delivery of the products in the past. The customer was facing some issues. But now there is a lot of emphasis by the government on putting transparency into this industry. People are now very clear that if they're buying something, what are they buying, when it will be delivered, what will be the quality, and that 5-year warranty or guarantee which a developer has to give. So all these things are very good, and his confidence is back, and he is now buying. Now, as far as the infrastructure input is concerned, the government is really putting a lot of effort in that direction. For example, if I talk about the Wave City, a large road project is going on, this expressway which is going to go NH24 they're going to increase the size of the road. It might take just about 15 minutes to reach Delhi from that place. So the connectivity is going to be extremely good. Similarly, there were a lot of plans by Noida Authority as far as this project, Wave City Center, is concerned. And they had meticulously planned that how many cars, etc., are going to, the kind of traffic which is going to be emanating from this place. And accordingly, all infrastructure is laid around this project accordingly.
Okay. Do you think that these kind of infrastructure connectivities, transport connectivity, impacts the prospects of your project?
See, connectivity is extremely important. And in fact, this has been one of the most important thing when we decide about a project, where to buy the land. Wave City Center, for example, in Noida, which is situated in Sector 32, this is part of the city center. So this is something like, this is akin to buying something at Connaught Place in Delhi. So this is a Connaught Place of Noida, which will eventually happen. Generally, it is very difficult to buy property in a city center, but this is a city center which is now getting developed, and properties all around this place are already fully developed. So this is a rare opportunity which is being given to the consumers today to buy and invest in a city center.
How different is the product mix when depending on the location?
See, that's extremely important. For example, on the Wave City Center front, this is a very well connected within the city project. Obviously, you cannot have villas, etc., because the FAR is, the FSI is fairly expensive here. We have the multi-story apartments, and which would cater to all strata luxury segment. I mean, starting from a ticket size of about something like 1.6 crores and goes up to 4 crores. But these apartments are fairly big as far as the city is concerned.
Today we have the end users who are buying properties. Catering to the end user market, how different is it as a developer?
As a developer, we ensure that when a family moves in here, adequate amount of safety is provided to the family. If the kids are to go to the school, then the schools are nearby, the bus service, etc., is available. Similarly, for the entertainment, the malls, etc., are in the near vicinity. If a guy has to go for his golf, the golf course is nearby, the markets are nearby. So as a developer, we ensure that all these facilities are provided if your buyer is an end user.
So livability becomes easy.
That's extremely important.
Right. And in Wave City, it's a large township, right? What are the advantages of living in a township? Help our consumers understand that.
See, when you buy a house in a township, you actually buy a lifestyle, because the total environment is under control of one developer. He provides you good roads, he provides you green parks, he provides you schools, he provides you medical facility centers, and he provides you the security. So it's absolutely nice living in a gated township.
So you've labeled one of the key metro stations as Wave City Center. How important is a metro connectivity to the success of a project like this, especially since you have a lifestyle retail concept coming up here?
See, connectivity is extremely important, whichever project you talk about. And this location is so good that we have connectivity both by metro as well as a very good connectivity by road. The metro station is almost part of the property. This is within Sector 32 and it's situated just adjacent to some of the products which we are developing. So we feel that this gives a lot of confidence that if, for example, if you have to go to the airport, you're sure that the airport is just 1 hour away. You will not get stuck on the road while if there is a traffic jam, etc. Similarly, there is an elevated road wherein again you can bypass all the traffic and straight away get into Delhi. So connectivity we feel is extremely important.
And help us understand the retail concept here.
See, as I told you, this is a mixed land use. And there is both residential as well as commercial properties available here. As far as the commercial property is concerned, we have both the retail as well as, for example, the studio apartments, the serviced studio apartments. In the retail, we have a very new concept, which is the high street shop condominiums. These are ground plus 2 kind of retail units, and we probably have the largest number of units, high street units in one particular project. We've got more than 300 number of units available, and we hope that this is going to be one of the major retail hubs in the coming times.
Okay, and have you already been able to pre-lease many of these?
Yeah, that activity is already on, and in fact we are today getting the occupancy certificate very shortly, and we are planning to deliver these products in next couple of days time, and some of these units have already been pre-leased, and there are owner businessmen who are also going to come and start their own businesses here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.